Hello and welcome to another very interesting episode of Knowell series. In this particular episode, we will be talking about the language of God, which is Sanskrit. It's the oldest known language in the whole world, and we will be telling you why exactly this language is so special and so popular among scientists and ancient India. So as you know that India is known for its rich diversity of culture, tradition, religion as well as languages. Over 700 languages are spoken in India. However, India has no national language. As per the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution, there are 22 scheduled or official languages that are given official acknowledgement and support. However, the Indian Constitution has not given the status of national language to any kind of language, and that is because different culture and different people with different languages. The word Sanskrit is combination of two words, which is sanskar and krit. Krit meaning inculcating and sanskar meaning essence of moral values. And that's what represents this particular language, which is Sanskrit. Thus, Sanskrit means a language that has the capacity to indoctrinate higher values in an individual. The origin of the language in written form is traced back to the 2nd millennium BCE, when the Rig Veda and a collection of sacred hymns is assumed to have been written after being continued for centuries, though through oral tradition and preservation of verbal knowledge in the guru-disciple relationship. Sanskrit is the oldest, purest and most systematic language in the world. It is the most versatile language as well as a most scientifically appreciated language also. Sanskrit has as many as 70 synonyms for water, and there are like 100 names of elephant in Sanskrit. Even Satyamev Jayate on the national emblem of India is a Sanskrit phrase from Mandaka Upanishad embedded in Atharva Veda. Not only most of the Indian languages, but the languages in the world are said to have influenced by Sanskrit. Sanskrit is the mother of the Romani language as well, because that's how they created Roman languages. The language of Romani peoples are actually influenced from Sanskrit language. Though ancient Dravidian languages were not an offshoot of Sanskrit, both Dravidian languages and Sanskrit had an healthy exchange of vocabulary. More than 95% of the Sanskrit literature has nothing to do with religion, and instead it deals with psychology, law, science, literature, grammar, phonetics, interpretation, etc. etc. Poetry in Sanskrit is extraordinarily diverse, with over 100 common meters and book of prosody listing over 600 meters. Its literature includes work of dazzling complexity, including works that tell several stories at once using puns, work that contain words several lines long, brilliant example of constrained writing, etc. etc. Vedic culture had a great reluctance towards writing because oral transmission was preferred at that particular time. Even when writing started to appear, it was the least important text that were set to writing first. Accounting work, administrative notices, land grants, followed by literary and scientific works, and the sacred works last of all. Sacred work were re-emerged, compiled and written whenever the dharma is in danger. The most extreme example are the Vedas, which apart from being among the world's oldest texts, might well be the one with the largest interval of time between their composition and first being written down. The oldest layers are dated around 1500 BC by modern scholars, and they were not set down in writing until probably the Gupta period, which is 5th century or so long, which makes some 2000 years, and that is very interesting thing for this particular language. Despite the above fact, initial reluctance to writing, the proliferation of works continued, with the result that there are an estimated over 30 million Sanskrit manuscripts today, with a conservative estimate of 7 million in India itself. This means there are order of magnitude more manuscripts in Sanskrit than in Latin and Greek put together. These manuscripts are on a very diverse range of topic, everything from sacred text to literary. For example, poetry, drama, histories, epics, novels, even scientific works like mathematics, logic, botany, chemistry, medicine. Even there is a method to actually grow a plant from seed to a tree, and that's what they actually teach. Even they teach how you can raise an elephant. So that's how deep this Sanskrit culture is, and that is the beauty of this particular language. Ancient Nalanda library had most of these Sanskrit texts in their storage until it was ravaged and burnt by terrorist Mughals. Even Britishers has also tried to destroy this Sanskrit literature in this kind of university like Nalanda and Takshashila and so on. Now let's talk about how is Sanskrit most unique language actually. What are the interesting facts about Sanskrit? So let's start with these facts. Out of all languages, only Sanskrit has the power to say something using the minimum amount of word, which makes it the most efficient language in the world. Sanskrit is perhaps the most accurate language phonetically and otherwise. It makes use of 49 types of sound that makes pronunciation of different kind of word very distinct. According to NASA, Sanskrit is the only unambiguous language in the world, meaning it is the only language that is not open to more than one interpretation of something. Research suggests that learning of Sanskrit improves brain functioning. Students improve academically because Sanskrit enhances memory power. Sudharma is the only Sanskrit daily newspaper in the world, which is crazy. The newspaper has been published since 1970 from Mysore in Karnataka, India, and it is also available in online format. So make sure to check it out. 3 world religion actually followed this Sanskrit literature or this Sanskrit language basically. Hinduism, Buddhism and Jainism have adopted Sanskrit as their scholarly language to teach members and other people about their own religion. The Vedas are actually written in Sanskrit language, and they are the world's oldest written text available. People of Mattur village in Karnataka only speaks Sanskrit. 14 university in Germany actually offers Sanskrit as a subject still in 2022, which is the great thing. In India, it's kind of like underrated thing, which I believe, and which is very wrong. I feel little sad about this particular thing, that we don't give importance to our own culture and we don't give much importance to this particular language. People from foreign actually trying to learn this particular language. Even NASA is studying about this language. Why not us? We should appreciate this particular language. We should understand the power of this particular language, and that's how we can grow. It is also known as Dev Bhasha or Devvani, which means that the language of gods. So I think that's it in this episode. There will be part 2 of this particular episode, so make sure to check it out, and it will be launched after some episodes of this particular Knowell series, so that in the gap we can research more about this particular language. And that episode is going to be crazy because we will be talking about some events, some evidences of crazy work in this particular language. So curiosity is still there, and make sure to subscribe us and follow us if you have not already subscribed. Let me announce you very interesting thing about our Spotify channel and this Knowell series, that we will be launching 21st episode, which very interesting topic. And after that episode we will be starting whole new phase of this Knowell series. We will be adding some extra editing stuff in our videos, and we will also provide you more quality in our content. Make sure to check out that particular episode also. That's it in today's episode. I will meet you in next podcast. Thank you so much for listening to me.